Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork Cantina. We've had some upgrades since we last met, but here we
Sure
are.
have.
It is episode
53.
53, titled Ghost Tales, because we're going to talk about some of the, just a few of our local and scary and just the stuff. It's October, so we are going to be doing
Which I'm gonna be
that
straight
stuff.
up. Josh is probably gonna have more to say on that because I the whole like, oh, let's do the haunting tales because it's October now. It's like, oh shit, I didn't really have time to be like, oh fuck, well let's
To be honest with you, all I really did was just I Googled up and just found a list of some stuff. And there's some stuff that I just know because there's always things you just kind of know about the area you live in when you've lived somewhere for long periods of time. But that'll be in the second half, and it probably won't even be that long, really. So we'll see.
Yeah. So
how that is.
I'll just say that I don't anticipate that the main topic of today's show going on for too long. Just so you guys are, forewarned or pre-warned about that.
Indeed, sir.
But yeah, we're in October, so this month's episodes are going to be a little bit more on the spooky side of things, if you're into that. But yeah, we're I can't believe we're in October already. It's kind of weird.
I know it went by so quick, even though it's been horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's terrible to say, but it's true.
It has been.
The first thing you guys might notice is I've redone the overlays. We went with a little bit of a different theme. The whole channel's been rebranded a little bit. If you watch the usual streams, just my usual streams when it's just me or Daniel playing games together. But the Cantina overlays got redone as well. We're using the upgraded overlay, which I didn't have for like a long time, but Daniel gave it to me, or I had it and I lost it, which is probably the more accurate.
And brightened up the colors a little bit and whatnot,
Yeah. And we've been doing a little bit of a rehaul on the channel here. It's needed to be done for a while now. So that I just decided while we were doing everything else, we'll just do these overlays too. And I personally like these a little bit better than the other ones. I tend to like darker colors a little bit more. So these are a little bit darker than the other ones that were. So if we screw anything up during this, it's probably my fault and I'll have to adjust on the fly. But everything should work.
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
As intended. Because I tested it all before we started. I've hit the record button. I hit it when we started, so I didn't forget that, which is good because I do sometimes. But yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks really for me. Getting the rebrand ordered and all that stuff, and getting that changed over now. But yeah, Daniel, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks? That's usually how we start. We start with you telling us what you've been up to. Or the past week, I should say, because
the past week. Watched a couple movies here and there, played some games. The usual.
Enjoy the festivities.
First of all,
whoops.
I watched the OG Blade Runner again.
Oh, did you?
Because it had been a while since I'd seen it, so I rewatched Blade Runner. And for those of you wondering which version, it was the final cut. Because I know there's like 1,000,001 different versions of that game. Or the movie, sorry. Yeah, so I rewatched that. Still as great as always. But there's a particular scene in that movie that is like so outdated nowadays, dude. It's the one where Rick is talking, or Rick Deckard is talking to the girl, and like she wants to leave his place, and he don't let her, and it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie,
yeah, it's a little creeps.
It's a little outdated for nowadays.
Yeah.
But other than that, the movie's just as amazing as always. I still love the music and like the whole vibe and the atmosphere of like this colors everywhere with a colorful ass city with like bright lights and whatnot, which is pretty dope. Futuristic kind of deal. It's funny because when I was rewatching it, they're like, how it takes place in 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, there's like a description at the beginning of the movie But I'm like the future of last year or whatever, because like if only it's like 80s movies, dude. They love making the times we're living in now, like with flying cars and all this like cool ass shit that we still don't have, like Back to the Future and Blade Runner. Man, they just love that. They love they love making our current times way cooler than they are.
Yeah, no, they're actually quite lame.
They really are. They really are. But I watched that. Watched Blade Runner. Always good time with that. Um, what else? I'll play a little bit more of the Avengers game. Played Phasmophobia, which is that game that everybody's playing nowadays.
Yeah, we've been playing that a
So
lot.
much fun, so much fun. Ghost game if you're into that, you know, hunting down spirits and trying to uh decipher which you know kind of ghosts they are, like whether it be a demon or a oni or you know, a spirit or whatever it is. Like
Banshee.
you have to,
There's like
yeah,
several ghost types
banshee,
in the game.
revenant. Yeah. You have to
Oh,
try to figure it out. If you don't
there's
know what
like
it is, just
10,
look,
I think, yeah, or something like that.
yeah, look it up. It's called Phasmophobia. It's an early access game on Steam right now for like $15. It's pretty fun. It's pretty
Yeah,
great.
it's a blast, man. And it's not super expensive, so it's
Yeah,
perfect for this month,
it's a good
especially.
time with friends, and yeah, it's literally a perfect time for this game to be out now with October being here. What else? Oh, we watched that Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie as well.
Oh Lord, terrible, terrible movie.
That movie is just
It is,
that,
it is, it is, it is awesomely awful, epically bad,
it's something.
terribly terrible. No, it's an awful movie, but I still love it just because it's so stupid, and silly, and goofy. So we watched that.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
uh,
and I guess I think the last. Well, actually, no. I watched The Boys, the new boy episode of The Boys, of course,
I
because
did too.
that's like the only show that I'm keeping up with right now.
Same, I think.
What else? Oh, and then the last thing I guess I can say is that we played a little bit of multiplayer of Star Wars Squadrons, which is finally out.
We did.
Star Wars Squadrons, fun game. I'm having a blast with it, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I
Uh,
want to play some more.
I would normally save this for the end of the stream when you're like when we're piecing out, but I'm gonna be doing the campaign or the story mode for that game this upcoming Monday.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm very excited because I've only played the multiplayer so far. Josh and I did a co-stream of it yesterday.
Hmm.
It was a blast. That game is a lot of fun, especially with the HOTAS or the flight stick or whatever. So yeah, I can't wait to play more. I'm probably gonna be playing more of that today as well. So I'm very excited to get into more of that. But yeah, I think that sums up my past week. I think pretty well.
All right. Let's see. I have been working on the rebrand a lot. So there's new logos for my main Twitch channel. So I'm gonna mention that. We have
Yep.
a merch store now. If you're interested in any of that stuff, I'm not gonna spend too long on it because I don't like to harp on my own shit. We have one. If you like my shit, you can get it now. We watched. Let's see. I've seen The Thing. I've watched the new Halloween. I say new Halloween, 2018 Halloween,
Mm,
right? If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
We watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yep.
So we watched all of that stuff. Really liked the new Halloween. It was good. I hadn't seen it. I wasn't spoiled on it. I just hadn't had a chance to watch it. And I finally did, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm actually glad I did watch it. And I watched it with my friends. So uh, that was awesome. Uh, Playing Phasmophobia, which is obviously a lot of fun with Daniel, and we have like two groups that run at the same time nowadays. Like we're all in voice chat together. It's crazy.
We got like two
Um,
groups of people just like, oh, because sometimes we'll be like we'll have one group and people sub in and out, but then when we have enough, we'll have like, you know, yeah, two groups rolling at the same time, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. Also, I just want to say that fucking I just noticed that Zeke and Co are playing it right now. By the way,
yeah, no, I was watching them
that's
a minute ago.
that's pretty great. I just noticed, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. But damn, I damn, I need to check that out.
Yeah, they're
Anyway,
playing with, or they were playing with Sacriel, I believe. All of them are great streamers. I love to watch all of those guys. So watching them all play Phasmophobia together is great. I'm sure it'll probably be up on their YouTube later. I'll watch it from the beginning. Um, Played Among Us. I've been playing some Among Us with the big crew we got, which was kind of like the hot game last week, I guess to say on Twitch. I guess it's still kind of hot for some people. Um, it's a lot of fun. It's hard for me to play because I don't like lying to my friends, but that's like the entire point of the fucking game is to throw
that,
suspicion off them.
for that one, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Um, I was the imposter a few times. There was a time when I was the imposter with Baba, and Baba got caught, I think, in the very first meeting, and I had to kill everybody on my own, which I
Oh
successfully pulled
shit.
off somehow. I wish I'd been streaming that game because it was my greatest moment of triumph to murder everybody and win the game, and to completely betray Landis, which was hilarious, and he still hasn't
Betrayal
forgiven me.
land.
Look, man, Landis and I trusted each other. He trusted me, and it was a mistake because I shanked him in the security room. Um, and then I shanked one and won the game. But no, it's a lot of fun. Um, uh, you just have to go into it with the right mindset, which is like, hey, this is just a game, and we're gonna accuse each other of lying and bullshitting
Yeah,
each
yeah, yeah,
other.
yeah.
So,
Of course, of course.
uh,
Yeah, exactly.
some people can do that, and some people can't. And luckily, everybody I played with is able to be like, it's
Well,
just a game.
yeah, if you can't do that, then like, what are you doing playing that game?
I don't know. I've seen some streams where people get real upset and real angry and like legit mad and saying just some mean ass shit to each other. I'm like, I'm glad our games aren't like that. But uh, if you are playing Among Us, go in with the right mindset and realize it's a game and that it's fun, meant to be fun and silly.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Watch The Boys. Um, we played D&D last Sunday. That was fun. We're gonna play tomorrow as well.
Oh shit.
Uh, We had a 2.5 hour combat last week, which was I overtuned that fight a little bit, but that's about it really. It was a good game. I had fun. It's just, sometimes you overtune things and you don't realize it until it's like over and it's like, oh, it was 2.5 hours, and you were like, shit. Even me, everybody makes mistakes. It happens. Other than that, I don't think I've watched anything else. I'm watching. I know I've said this like a couple times. I still like throw on Star Trek: The Next Generation when I go
Yeah.
to bed at night. And I just finished season 1 of it. Like, I'm not even a big Star Trek dude, but I do like The Next Generation. Just kind of throwing it on, and they have some episodes are good, and some episodes are ugh, what is this? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, and I think that's it. Let me open my Steam really quick. I played Squadrons with you. Obviously, we said that.
Yeah.
But let me double check my Steam real quick just to see if I've forgotten
I
anything.
always forget stuff, so I'm like, whatever, man.
Usually the things I forget aren't worth remembering until they are, and then it's like, well, you should have remembered.
Oh, I remember one thing just by opening up my Steam real quick. I tried
See,
out
look.
the new Left 4 Dead 2 update.
Oh yeah, how is that?
It's cool. It's just it's one what are they called again? Like campaign or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And it's just like 2 missions. So,
Yeah.
it's cool, but it's a little short when you have a good crew. It may take you a bit longer if you don't have a good crew. But it's fun, they added like new weapons and stuff, and it's fine. I mean, I always just enjoy Left 4 Dead anyway, though. But
Gotcha.
but yeah, maybe we'll do that on stream at some point, and then
Yeah, that'd be fun.
that'd be
I
cool.
haven't checked it out yet, so. My Steam is blank other than the things I've already mentioned, so I think we're ready to hit the news.
All right.
Let's hit that
So,
news.
gaming news. All
Gaming
right.
news. Daniel's our newsy, y'all. He gets the news for us.
So, the first thing that I have here, there's not a whole lot this week that I have in like all 3 of the categories, but there's a couple things.
That's cool.
So the first thing I have is the Assassin's Creed Valhalla story trailer,
Oh.
which is out, and I've linked in the chat for those of you who are watching live. If you're not watching live, I'm sorry, but you can look it up. It's just go to the Ubisoft channel on YouTube and find the Assassin's Creed Valhalla story trailer that they uploaded on September 29th. You're good. You'll be good.
Yeah. So what'd you think of this trailer? We've you and I have already watched it.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I also like some of the names and stuff that they mentioned here. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna be a pretty good story, to be honest. I think it's gonna be pretty dope. I'm digging like what they're going for here.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't played any of the newer like more recent Assassin's Creed games. The last one I played was Black Flag on
To be
stream
fair, that's a good one.
a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed that one. And I don't know when I'm gonna get to some of the other ones. I have Unity and I have what's the other one? Syndicate. I have those, even though I hear those are like kind of like when the Call of Duty started the downward spiral, or Call of Duty. What the fuck am I even talking about? Assassin's Creed. You know why I thought of Call of Duty? Because Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty are both games that come out with one like a game every fucking year. You know, that's why.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So that I hear that those are like when Assassin's Creed kind of started their downward spiral,
Mm-hmm.
but they've like picked it up over the past couple years with Origins and Odysseys, from what I hear. Um, I have the games. I want to play them in order because I'm weird like that. But yeah, I'll get to them
I'm
eventually.
like that too, bro.
I'm looking forward to playing this new one whenever I get it. I won't be getting it right when it comes out because again I want to play through some of the older ones first, and I got a huge like backlog that I'm trying to get through right now. So
Mm-hmm.
we're making progress, but there's still a lot to get through. And yeah, I'll get this game at some point. I'll play it eventually. But I
Hell yeah.
just I got other things to get to beforehand. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like I'm definitely gonna get it. It's just yeah, it looks awesome. I dig it. I like that you can. I think it's cool that for the people who liked, who you got. I know that for Odyssey, you got to choose if you wanted to play as a dude or a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for this one, also you get to choose, so that's pretty cool, And on this one, like in the Odyssey, it's like two different characters. This one, it's like the same character, but you just get to choose the gender or whatever.
Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool, I
I think you
suppose.
can even switch in the middle of the game if I'm not mistaken. I think they said that.
Well, that
So I
well,
don't think it's like a permanent choice unless you want it to be. I'm not sure. I feel like that's
yeah,
what was said.
I don't know how that works, but it'll be interesting to see how that does. Like if you just like switch in the middle, like I wonder how different it is, if any, like how that goes, or if it's just exactly the same, or I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I like this. This is a good story trailer though. I dig it. There's a lot of cool visuals in it, and it definitely like makes me want to play the game if it didn't already.
Yeah. So this is gonna be just like on the future of Assassin's Creed. Do you think that after this one, we're finally gonna go to Japan and be like ninjas? Like, is that gonna be like the next one?
I don't know because people have been wanting that for a very long time, and then now that Ghost of Tsushima came out this year, which is like kind of similar to
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed games. I don't know if they're gonna go to that soon, but I mean, listen, dude, I'm all for it. I've been wanting to see a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed forever, dude. Like everybody has,
Ghost,
right?
Ghost of the Creed. You know, yeah, play that
Ghosts of
game.
the Creed,
Yeah.
Assassins of Tsushima, or whatever.
Other than that, I don't know where else they would. They've done like everything now at this point, right? We've been
They've they've
Crusaders.
they've done a lot of things. They've done a lot of things, but I'm trying to.
We've
I don't
been
know.
Greeks. We've been Egyptians. We've been.
I'm sure there's something they could do. I'm sure there's got to be some other stuff out there, man.
I'm sure they know a hell of a lot more than I do. So I was just curious what you thought about that, real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean it'd be cool, but I mean I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I could see it going both ways because like Ghost of Tsushima just came out this year, but then them being like, oh well, we should capitalize on that because that game everybody loved that game, so we might as well do it too. Or
Hmm.
they'd be like, oh well, that game just came out, so maybe we'll wait a little bit before we get there. I don't know. We'll see. I really don't know. I mean, I'd be for it if they did, but I don't know. I don't know what they have planned.
All
But
right.
anyway, that
What?
game looks cool. Next up, we have the Godfall cinematic intro, The
Ah,
Fall.
yes. This is dope too, by the way. I watched this as well. They actually give you some story details in this one. Um, for Godfall, which I think up to this point, all I knew about it was like you run around and get cool ass armor and weapons. They actually mentioned some names and shit in here
Yeah,
and things like that. So
which makes sense for them to actually, talk about it
yeah,
a little bit. Warriors.
brother against brother.
Charge.
Yeah, but every video leading up to this just showed off the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
just gameplay. Yeah.
this you finally get a little. You get what they usually throw you at the start, which is like the cinematic
Yeah,
story
right?
stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's
That that
usually what
that
they hit you with first.
that's a pretty good point because they usually throw this shit at us, and they wait like forever to show gameplay.
Uh, which it was a nice change to see the gameplay first, I guess, instead of like the
Cinematics and
game's
whatnot.
not gonna play like this. So it's just like we already know kind of how the game's gonna play. Looking at it,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Off the bat, they were like, "Yo, this is what the game is gonna be."
hmm so that's it. The other thing is like I imagine the story, and I could be way wrong with this. It's not gonna be a big major focus of this.
Yeah,
The
I think
trailer
so as
makes it
well.
seem like it would, but I honestly I don't think it will be.
I don't think it will be
It,
either.
uh, the main point of this game is just that it looks fucking dope and the armor and weapons look cool, and that's kind of all it's gonna need to really do. Because I feel like that's all it's designed to do. It's not like it's some big giant deep ass RPG, you know. Um, it could be. It could be. I could be way wrong on this. This is just me speculating on what little I've seen of it. But I think the
Yeah,
main
no.
focus is we just want to look cool and have cool weapons and shit. So,
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's gonna be more like multiplayer focused one, I think, as well.
I mean, it's just Destiny, except I think Destiny.
Melee Destiny. Yeah,
Yeah, which Destiny has a story to it, which people seem to dig, but I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if this will have that. So we'll
I don't
see.
know.
I'm interested in it. We'll be checking it out.
Yeah,
So,
cinematic's pretty neat though.
and the armors look cool and the weapons look cool and it comes out November 12th. November is loaded, so
November
um
next month. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff coming up, huh? Damn.
mhm. What you got next, my friend?
Uh, Next I have the games of the for this month of PlayStation Plus. We
Okay.
have yeah, if you have PlayStation Plus on your PS4 or the games of the month for this month are Need for Speed Payback and Vampire. So yeah, again, if you have a PS4 and you have PlayStation Plus, you can pick up Vampire and Need for Speed Payback for free as long as you remember.
Okay, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm not really into the racing games, so Need for Speed isn't for me. But Vampire is one that I would definitely pick up if you got it, if you got
And now's
PS
like the time to
Plus.
play it too, man.
Yeah,
It's that spooky season.
I have it, but I haven't gotten to play it yet. I
I have it
may
as well. I
I
have it installed as
may
well.
I may do it this month, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of stuff I want to do here. There's a lot of games I want to play this month, but I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, those are the games for PlayStation Plus that you can get right now. Next up, we have the new Smash Bros. Ultimate characters that are going to be joining the game.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be adding Steve and Alex from Minecraft. They had like a little I forget what day it was, but I think it was like the day before or something that I saw you. You're like, oh, there's gonna be a new fighter for Smash Bros.
I don't remember what day that was.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that though. Like, oh, there's gonna be a thing tomorrow, at like 7 a.m. my time, or yeah, for me, not for you.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, then like the day later, yeah, they announced them, and it's kind of weird. Like, it'll be weird seeing Minecraft in this game, but I don't know. I mean, at this point, Smash Bros is just a weird mix of all kinds of like weird ass shit. So
Yeah.
I'm not. At least it's not another Fire Emblem character, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I didn't see anybody really talk about this. I thought I mean, like, what I mean to say is I didn't see people like jumping on it or anything.
There
I
wasn't
don't
a
know
lot
if
of.
people were happy by it or upset by it or what, because I didn't look into it that much. So I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
you
yeah.
did at all, but
I mean, I wasn't like seeking stuff for this, but like I was just kind of like I watched the Blind Wave reaction to it or whatever, and they're like, oh,
mhm.
this didn't expect this or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's fine. Ultimately, I think it'll be fine. Like I've seen other stuff, people saying like, oh, there's so many other better characters they could have chosen, but like, there's still time to add more people. Like
What
whatever.
is there? How many do they have like a goal of we're gonna get this many characters and then we're done?
I
Or
I
is
don't
it
know.
just they're just
I
keep
don't know.
adding more and more and
I
more?
mean, the game is called Smash Bros. Ultimate, so I think they're just gonna add some until they're like that's it. But I don't know, man. They have I don't even know what the current number is for the current roster.
Fucking it's
I
gotta be
lost I
fucking
lost track of
huge.
how many people they have in the game right now because I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know.
Okay. Smash is fun. I don't even think I've played it since last year. Uh Not by choice, just by I don't actually have the game. I could get it, but the last time I played it, we were all at WaveCon together, and I was fighting, Jake and shit on up on Smash. So it was a lot of fun.
Did you ever fight the Elliott kids?
No, I never fought any of them, but I know they're fucking monsters in the game.
They are savages.
Mm,
They will wreck your day. You think you're good at Smash Bros? Nah, man. They've been
mm,
training.
mm-hmm.
They've been training. They will fuck you up.
Oh, man, Aaron is planning his own esports team out of his own family, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a dynasty like what's a sports team that has the entire family dynasty involved? I don't know. My brain's not working, but it's gonna be like that except esports. Oh, entire family dynasty. Uh, that's funny.
Yeah, he's training them, man. They're gonna be the next Smash Bros. Pros or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, again, they're just gonna be adding more. I think they had like a first battle fighter pass, and then I think they're doing the second one right now, the second fighter pass or whatever. But
Oh my god, they have a blocky Kirby. Sorry, I was just looking at it and you know how Kirby eats the people
uh
and then becomes the people. Somebody has this on Twitter. I guess this is a legit thing. Let me look here. Let's look it up right here. God damn it! Hit the button. There we go. It's a Kirby. It's a little eating Kirby. It's a square Kirby.
it
I
is a
don't play.
square Kirby.
I don't.
That's
I don't
funny.
play. I don't play Minecraft at all. But I've never even tried it. Um. But Blocky Kirby's adorable.
Hmm. All right, let's go ahead
Uh.
and move on to the next thing.
All right. What you
Let's
got?
talk about. I think this is the last piece of gaming news I have. Yeah, I actually don't have a whole lot this week.
I have a couple things.
Let's talk about how everybody's freaking out over the Spider-Man PS5 remaster
Oh yes.
and how they changed Petey Parker's face. Man, I'm gonna
I
get
looked
you
at it.
a. I'm
I
gonna
was like,
get you a.
that's way different.
Yeah,
Can
yeah. Oh shit. I mean, there's a
I
link in
copy
the
pasta
chat.
that?
Yeah, you might have to copy pasta that. Yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
know
There we
why.
go.
I don't know why some of these links are like ridiculous like that. But anyway,
It's fine.
yeah.
We
I mean,
got it.
I mean, just look at the difference, dude. Like, what the hell? So the one on the left is from the PS4 version. The one on the right will be from the PS5 version.
Did they
So
say why they did this?
I mean,
Mm.
let's see. I think they did. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where. I think they did talk about it, but I don't. I don't. It's just so weird that like
I find it strange too that they redid it like that. How old is Peter in the game? I can't remember. Is he like
he's supposed to be like an older Peter. Like he's been Spider-Man for like years at this point. You know what I mean? Like he's not
because
just.
he looks younger on the right
I know.
to
That's what I'm gonna
me.
say. Like that's why I prefer the one on the left because he actually looks a little older
Yeah,
and
he
like
looks like he's yeah.
yeah, like he looks like the character he's supposed to be in the game. But the one on the right, people were calling him Tom Holland because apparently he kind of looks like Tom Holland. I mean, I see
I
it a
could
little
see
bit.
it.
I see it a
Yeah.
little bit, but not like it's not like yeah, they're not making them. They're not like that's not
It's
who they're
not
going
full
for.
on, but like I can
But
see it.
I could see it as well. But yeah, he looks younger on the right. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't. There's a thing they let's see who put out something. Spider-Man creative director Brian Inethar responded to scattered criticism of Peter Parker's new look, writing that he himself took some time to come around on the update, but that finding a better visual match for voice actor Yuri Lowenthal was, in quotes, a necessity. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
we we
Okay.
we care as much about this character as your attachment to him, so please know we didn't make this decision slash change lightly. And if our statement continues, as we did throughout the development of Marvel's Spider-Man, we'll continue to read your comments, listen, and always be looking for ways to improve every facet of the game. At the same time, I hope you can trust us that this decision is what we feel is best for the future of the franchise and our upcoming goals for this beloved Marvel character. So, I mean, yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know.
Okay. I I s- I still don't think that's a good enough answer for me on why you changed it. It looks so much younger on the right. It's like they're trying to go back in time. Like it's
Yeah,
so
I
weird.
don't, yeah, it looks weird. It does. It
I
does.
personally I don't like the change, so I'm just gonna keep playing my version of Spider-Man. So
Yeah, I think it looks weird too. Um, yeah, I just think the one on the left fits better, with what they're going for. But I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not working on the game, so I don't know what they have planned or anything. But
no,
it's
I
just
don't
weird. It's
either.
just weird for them to just change it like that.
Yeah, especially when it's been out for so long and so many people have played the original. And then
Yeah,
like we're just gonna remaster it, except we're gonna change how he looks, like dramatically. Like that's so weird to me. But whatever. That's a thing.
yeah. So
Is
yeah,
that
what
all
do you
you
got?
got for that?
Yeah, that's all I got. You said you had some
What
things.
I have is the WoW expansion has been delayed.
Mm.
But we have a date for the pre-patch. But first of all, let me read to you the launch here. They let out a statement, and I started to suspect this was happening because before they made this announcement, they were doing beta builds with still a lot of tuning changes, which didn't make sense for a game that's supposed to be like coming out at the end of the month. So here is what they have said, and this is strange. Blizzard almost never does this, right? They almost never delay a game. When they announce a date, they usually stick to it pretty hard. Um, but here's what they've said to the WoW community. I wanted to let you know, and this is from producer John Haidt, by the way. I wanted to let you know that we're delaying the release of Shadowlands to later this year. And while we're still in the process of determining the right new date to launch, we felt it was important to let you know about this change in plans as soon as we could. This was an incredibly difficult decision for the team, as we're eager to get this expansion into your hands as you are to play it. But ultimately, we feel it's the right decision for the game and for our players. Now, there's been a few like little backlashes here and there about some systems that have been put in the game and such over there. So that this could also play into that delay while they work out how the best way to proceed is with that, or they might just be Blizzard and fucking ignore all feedback and just do what the fuck they want. They do that a lot and ignore their player base completely. That's me taking a shot at you, Blizzard. Get the fuck over it. I don't
Damn,
care if you like it, so fuck you. Um, Over the
damn.
past several months of testing, we've made significant progress iterating on and polishing to the core features and gameplay of Shadowlands. We're at a point where the zones, the campaign, the level up questing experience, and the story we have to tell are essentially ready to share. We're excited by the Covenants at the heart of the expansion, and it's been a thrill to see Torghast take the shape into a fun new kind of WoW experience. Thanks in no small part to your input. These are Torghast is like one of their end game deals. The Covenants are like these groups you join in Shadowlands. However, as everything started to come in together, and we've been listening to and building upon your feedback, okay, it's become clear we need a little more time for additional polish to balance and iterate on some interlocking pieces, particularly those related to the end game. Shadowland is one of the most intricate expansions we've yet created, and while we've made great progress, the challenge of tuning the end game was compounded by the team having to work from home. Blizzard has a commitment to quality. We believe Shadowlands will be something special, and we've heard from many of you who feel the same. We need this extra time to ensure that Shadowlands lives up to its full potential. In the meantime, we're excited to announce that beginning on October 13th, we will be releasing the Shadowlands pre-patch, which lays a lot of the groundwork for the expansion and includes our remapped character leveling, new player experience on Exile's Reach, and a host of new character customization options. And once we get closer to Shadowlands release, you'll be called upon to defend Azeroth against the resurgence of the Scourge during our pre-launch event. Thanks for your support and passion, and for your continued help and feedback as we head toward the finish line. We'll see you in the Shadowlands soon. John Haidt, executive producer of World of Warcraft. So that is that announcement. Very strange for Blizzard to be like, here's the date we have. Oh wait, we're gonna delay that. So, because they almost never, ever do that. They almost always launch on their dates. So, I don't know if they're listening to feedback over some of the issues which people had with like conduits and the covenants and how hard they're gonna make it to switch between them, or how they're gonna make a fucking gigantic grind out of certain things again, like they always do to keep people playing. But we'll see. So that's that. I'm gonna call this out just because it's Call of Duty.
Okay.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare on PC no longer fits on a 250 gigabyte SSD, and it can't be updated. So if you have Call
What?
of Duty on
Wait,
it,
what?
that's what this says.
Oh,
It says
wait. Read that again.
Modern Warfare no
Yeah.
longer fits onto a 250 gigabyte SSD, and it cannot be updated. It takes up like the entire space on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I installed that game already.
Yeah.
I
Apparently other people will be too, because that's huge.
I wanted to keep playing it, but like 300 gigs or whatever the fuck, almost over 250. That's ridiculous, dude. No,
What they really need to do is they should just let you split up. See, the thing is, you install the whole thing now, right? But if you split the single player into its own little install and the multiplayer into its own little install, people could download and play their single player. Hey, I'm done with this. I can uninstall it. I can put the multiplayer on. Boom, there you go.
yeah,
But
like I played the single player forever ago. I'm like, I'm not gonna play that again. You know what I mean?
exactly. But you're still kind of stuck with it on there. So
Yeah, I no. They need to fix that. Games should not be that big, dude. Fuck off with that, man.
no, that's fucking stupid. Fix your shit, Call of Duty.
That's ridiculous,
Uh,
dude.
that's a good way to get people not to play your game
Yeah,
because
it
of
really
it.
is. Because again, I uninstalled. I would have kept it uninstalled for whenever I felt like shooting stuff, but like, no way, dude. There's no way. There's no
I
way I'm
mean,
keeping that.
look at what we've been playing lately. We're playing all these small little early access games like Phasmophobia. They ain't no 250 gigabytes Call of Duty. All
Nope.
right. Like when I can buy a million of those games and have fun with my friends playing those, why do I need your 250 gigabyte monster taking up space? Fuck off. Get your fucking sizes down. Figure out a way. Like that's ridiculous. Every time you
Yeah.
patch, I shouldn't have to worry if I'm gonna be able to install another game or not.
Dude, seriously, man. That's ridiculous. And then like every time I
Uh,
open up the Blizzard launcher, there'd always be a fucking update for that game. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Oh, I'm just gonna attach this onto the back end of that too. Uh, so the Xbox Series X/S will let users delete certain parts of games to free up space. So this is an article. Let's read this here. Let's see. Here's the article. I'll drop it in the chat for you. Let's read. I'm gonna look at the comments and stuff real quick for this. All right.
That's
In
interesting.
the age of digital downloads, organizing / freeing up space on one of the gaming consoles has become an increasingly bigger burden. Microsoft aims to alleviate the burden with next generation Xbox Series S and X consoles in a number of ways, including the application of the same USB 3.1 external hard drives used on the Xbox One, on the Series X and S, custom expansion cards, and an interesting new feature allowing Xbox gamers to choose specific parts of a game to uninstall in order to free up disk space. This information was revealed in director of programming for the Microsoft Xbox Live, Larry Herb, aka Major Nelson's latest podcast, in a portion of the interview with Xbox Series X development producer Jason Ronald. Even before the hardware, we've actually made some interface improvements to make it easier for you to manage your storage, Ronald said. As an example, one of the new features we're adding is actually is actually for if a title chooses to support it. If this is the important part, this is the asterisk. If a title chooses to support it,
Yeah. Yep.
the ability selectively uninstall the different components of the game. Sorry.
That is the important part out of this. If the game allows you to
Supports it.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which means that the game company or the developers, if whoever made the game, would have to make that possible to happen. So I imagine it won't be in a lot of games because I imagine that would take time and money to do. So Ronald went on to explain with an example of a game containing both single player and multiplayer facets. I find this is kind of funny that we're talking about this, like literally right before this. Let's say you play a campaign as an example, and then you want to focus exclusively on multiplayer. If the developers chose to support that, you can actually uninstall the campaign itself so that you can be in more control of how you're actually using your storage. So you really get the most benefit out of the available storage that you have. Oh wow, it even takes Call of Duty here. Holy
They
shit.
mentioned Call of Duty, yeah, which is exactly what I would have done for this game.
Uh-huh. To give an example, let's say you've completed the single player campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Yeah.
and wanted to use the game only for sporadic multiplayer bouts.
Exactly. This thing gets me, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wanted to use the let's see with the storage management feature of the Xbox Series consoles, you could then uninstall single player from the game and retain the multiplayer at your discretion in order to better utilize your overall data storage.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on. We're in 2020, dude. Come on. What are you guys doing, people? We should have this by now. The hell?
But yeah, that's a thing. That's happening.
Should, man. I'll fucking this by the end of this upcoming generation, not the current one. By the end of the PS5 and Xbox, what is it called, Series X or whatever?
Series X/S or whatever they are, yeah.
Okay, whatever. By the end of this next gen that's coming up, I want almost all games or the majority of games to give you that option, because I do not need to have half a game installed if I don't even play it. You know what I mean? It's just taking up space that I could use for other things, and that's bullshit to me, man.
Yeah.
So let's please, everybody working in the games, let's work towards being able to uninstall things that are no longer needed. Thank you.
Yes, please. Moving on from that, NVIDIA RTX 3070 has been delayed until the end of this month, aka October now. There's an article by IGN if you want to read, if you trust or want to read IGN in any way. There's the article. I'll post it in the chat. Let's have a read here. The NVIDIA's RTX 3070 graphics card has been delayed until the end of October in order to ensure there's enough stock to meet demand. Originally scheduled to launch on October 15th, the graphics card manufacturer has shifted its release date to October 29th instead. So not a massive delay, but like another 15 days-ish, 14 days. Most likely in light of demand for the previous 3000 series cards. NVIDIA recently issued a statement to apologize for the launch of the RTX 3080, which caused record traffic at many sites and sold out very quickly. The news was revealed on the NVIDIA blog, where a statement was issued on the delay and what this means for availability of the graphics card. Quoting, we've heard from many of you that there should be more cards available on launch day. To help make this happen, we are updating the availability date to Thursday, October 29th. End the quote. NVIDIA acknowledged that this may be disappointing to fans eager to get their hands on a new Ampere tech as soon as possible, but added that it has been necessary to help meet demand. The shift will help our global partners to get more graphic cards in the hands of the gamers on launch day, the statement reads. At $499, it's the cheapest card in the new range, but don't let that suggest that its specs aren't something to shout about. According to Nvidia, the RTX 3070 is more powerful than the RTX 2080 Ti, which was the most powerful graphics card on the market ahead of the 3000 series launch. For all the specs, price, and release dates for Nvidia's new range of GPUs, you can check out the handy explainer that they have in this article. And let's see what we have next. That's that. Oh, hang on. There was a little bit more on that. Hold up. I was looking at some of the comments in the Reddit, and I just wanted to point this one out.
Okay.
The top one says, honest opinion, it's just simply because they actually want to make sure there is more stock available on day one. But the conspiracy opinion is they've learned something new about AMD's Big Navi and want to make sure AMD won't be able to use the 3070 comparison benchmarks in the reveal, taking place only one day before the RTX 3070's new release date. So, we'll see. But they're, I like a little conspiracy, so I want to throw that in there. The next thing we have is a community update on Baldur's Gate 3, which is they show off their character creation stuff. This isn't a video. I kind of wish it was, but this is just a big article, and I'll read just a little bit of it. Community update number 8, character creation. What defines you? It is who you are, or the journey you're on. In Baldur's Gate 3, it's both. Creating a character in Baldur's Gate 3 isn't the big moment in the world. Isn't the moment the world decides how to treat you. It's the very beginning of the shaping of your story. Baldur's Gate 3 is a world with great player agency, and the most important character in that world is you. We created not only a character customization system that allows the player's agency to shine, but also a world that constantly reacts to how your character develops. In Baldur's Gate 3, you can start your journey by choosing your race, sub-race, background, and class. In certain cases, you also get to choose a subclass, and perhaps a deity. These choices will ripple across the story, affecting how you roleplay throughout the game. And then there's the basic D&D terminology, which is you assign points to your 6 abilities: strength, dexterity, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, which we all know because I'm sure everybody here is a big fan of our Frozen Decimation D&D. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern on this channel. So that's a little cheap plug for you. Then you decide which of the various skills in the game you're proficient with, like acrobatics, deception, stealth. I know Jedrick is good at stealth, right, Daniel?
Damn straight he is, man. He's a beast. He's a beast.
He's stealthy and he almost never misses. He's like fucking
Stealthy,
Green Arrow.
stealthy boy. Yep.
He's Green Arrow on steroids. Last but not least, you customize your appearance and how your character presents to the world. Will you be a beast taming mage breaking... Oh, good lord, that's a mouthful. Will you be a beast taming mage breaking charlatan halfling ranger with a toxic frog as a familiar, or a noble Githyanki eldritch knight who let herself be seduced by the absolute and with the ability to psionically drag her enemies towards her? Or will you go for a more traditional tiefling warlock who made a pact with the devil? The choices are endless. That's all I'm going to read. I'm going to scroll down and just show off some of the pictures. That drow, that's a very good screenshot right there. Just saying, check that out. Let's zoom in on that. Look at that. That's a good looking elf.
Huh.
But yeah, there's a ton of stuff in this article. There's no way I'm going to read all this or even attempt to. I will link it in the chat if I didn't already. I think I may have. If I didn't, I will do it now. I didn't, so I'm going to do it now because I'm dumb. There's the article for you guys. Look it up. That's a ton of info on here. They got wood elves, half elves, high half elves, dwarves, and all the humans. But that's in Baldur's Gate 3. Early access for this will be hitting this by the time the next podcast is here, because I believe it drops October 6th for the early access for Baldur's Gate 3. Let me double check that really quick. I believe so.
This upcoming Tuesday, then, if that's the case, yeah.
I believe it's October 6th, which is Tuesday. Date. Yes, October 6th, so Tuesday. I will be checking this out. I will probably be checking this out on stream. I love these games. I love making characters. I love D&D. I'm a big fat nerd, so we're gonna be checking that out. So,
All right, cool,
even if we don't check it out very long.
cool, man.
Let's see. Sorry, I got interrupted. Let's see what
What
else we
else you got,
have.
man? What else you got?
I'm just scrolling down here to make sure we haven't missed anything. That may be everything.
Right.
Supposedly Silent Hill 4 has been rated for the PC, so that might be coming to PC. That's the one, The Room. That's an older Silent Hill. I never played Silent Hill. So you ever play Silent Hill?
No, I haven't seen the
Um,
movies or played the games or anything for Silent Hill.
First movie's got Sean Bean in it. Um,
I'll have to check that out.
the movie makes me uncomfortable. Just because it's so creepy. That's what I mean. Like, there's some weird shit that happens in that movie. But yeah, I believe that's all we have. If we want to move on,
Yeah, we can move on.
so let's do it.
TV news. I'm gonna start off with another trailer off the bat. This one is gonna be for Netflix's Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Oh, I didn't watch this.
Here we go. I'm putting it up so you can put it up for everybody else.
Let's watch it, eh?
It's really short. It's like a minute long.
Oh, good. We won't even have to skip through it.
It's like a teaser, you know.
Yeah. I haven't. Have you ever watched any of the animated Resident Evil movies? I know there's a couple of them, right? Of the animated ones.
There's a few. This almost looks like a game trailer, but anyway.
Yeah, it does.
But no, I don't think I have. I've heard of them. Like I hear some of them are pretty good, but I haven't had a chance to check them out.
Oh my lord, that didn't look very good.
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness.
Oh boy, you got your boy.
Hey, your boy Leon.
Fucking Leon, yeah. Coming 2021 looks interesting.
Yep, it's just a quick little teaser there.
Are these links to those other movies, or are they just their own thing? Does it say anywhere?
I have no idea. I don't know.
All
it says is based on the Capcom video game franchise Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, is a horror series with a sci-fi twist coming 2021 only on Netflix.
Yeah, there. Let's see if my Google Foo is linked to any of those. No, I guess it's just its own thing. I guess it's not linked to those.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Looks good though. I'll be checking it out for sure.
Hell yeah, looks cool. I like Resident Evil, man. Like, it's a cool franchise, and they keep at least and it's cool. You get the best of both worlds with it nowadays in terms of gaming because they remaster the older ones, and then they come out with the newer ones, which is a different kind of style. So you kind of get everything. Or I say remaster, remake. They remade those old ones. What am I saying? Like that's just straight remakes. All right, what you got next, bub?
A Fistful of Dollars TV series is in development at Mark Gordon Pictures.
What?
Yep, they're making a Fistful of Dollars TV series.
What's the details on that?
The classic spaghetti western that helped launch Clint Eastwood's career getting the TV treatment. As we are hearing, Mark Gordon Pictures is developing a Fistful of Dollars as a series. The company has acquired the rights to the 1964 film, as well as Akira Kurosawa's 1961 samurai epic Yojimbo, upon which the Eastwood film was based. We're also hearing that Game of Thrones scribe Brian Cogman is in talks to adapt the series. Yojimbo and its shot-for-shot remake, A Fistful of Dollars, tell the story of a wandering stranger, the man with no name, who comes to a town riddled with violence and uses wit and skill to trick the town's competing gangs into destroying each other. The The series will pull from this source material for an original contemporary retelling of the story. Let's see. That's pretty much it. That's all we know is that they're working on a series for this now,
Hmm.
which we'll see. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll see. I guess that's all there really is known out there. I'm sure they'll talk about it more in the future, but this is kind of more of a we know this is happening now, so let's we're gonna put it out there,
We need to get Eastwood to make a cameo, man.
right? That'd be pretty cool.
He could play
Uh,
the bartender. Cause I think Eastwood just really likes directing nowadays, though. So
yeah, that's what he's really about. That'd be well, I mean, yeah, have him direct some episodes or something, yeah.
oh yeah, put him in there.
But
Somehow,
anyway,
some way.
yeah. But anyway, I love the Fistful of Dollars movies. I know Josh is a fan of them as
Oh,
well, so
absolutely. I watch them all the time, even now, man. I've seen them so many times. So many times. Like, I may watch it tonight just for the hell of it because we mentioned it, Just throw them on. They're fucking good movies. They're so good.
yeah. So it's cool that they're doing a TV series now. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. Next up, Miss Marvel has been cast.
Oh, yes.
The Disney Plus series for Miss Marvel is going to be having a newcomer join the MCU. Iman Vellani is going to be playing Kamala Khan, the Pakistani American teenager based in New Jersey. Miss Marvel first appeared in 2014 as Marvel's first Muslim character, and she will become Marvel's or the MCU's first on-screen Muslim hero as well. Kevin Feige said that in addition to appearing on TV, Kamala Khan will be featured in some of the future, or will be included into the future MCU films as well. The plan was always to stay true to the character, finding the right actress to play the role, even if it meant offering a person that was not well known to the public. But yeah, this will be her first major Hollywood production. So yeah, it's kind of cool. They're I think it's always good that they get like unknowns,
Yeah,
even
no, man. You got to
so
have somebody for the future. So,
yeah, and she's
so
pretty and I don't know how old she is, but just based off the picture, she looks pretty young. So they can have her play the character for a while if they wanted to,
yeah.
which is pretty
Uh,
cool. But yeah, I like how they're slow. Or I like how we're like starting to get these like people cast now, man.
yeah.
Like I think last week we talked about Tatiana as for She-Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm very excited about. And they're like, we're getting these people, slowly but surely casted, which is pretty exciting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of the MCU, man, because there's a lot of interesting stuff coming, dude, to say the least. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And for characters we don't really know all that well, so it'll be great that they'll get their own series and possibly movies and things on down the road as well. Like meeting Kamala, really for me for the first time. I'd known about her before, but seeing her for the very first time in the Avengers video game,
Yeah, because she's
um,
pretty prominent in that game.
it made me very much like that character and want to know more about that character. And kind of, I'm a fan now, so I want more with that character, right? So, uh, I'm glad that is coming to fruition. Hell yeah!
Yes.
What you got next, bub?
All right. Next up, we have. Oh, this is here. This will be interesting too. There's a Conan the Barbarian TV series in the
I
works at
saw this.
Netflix.
I saw this.
Yep. So look at that, dude. We're getting all this old shit we like coming back as TV shows, dude.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Netflix has put into development an epic live-action series based on Conan, the iconic sword and sorcery character created by writer Robert E. Howard. Frederick Malmberg and Mark Wheeler's Pathfinder Media is first in the deal between Netflix and Conan Properties International, owned by Malmberg's Cabinet Entertainment. The pact gives Netflix the exclusive option to acquire a right to the Conan Literary Library and develop works across TV and film, both live action and animated.
Ooh.
The move would fit into Netflix's strategy of acquiring globally recognizable IP to build a universe of TV or of films and TV series, including Roald Dahl's novels, The Chronicles of Narnia books, and comics publisher Millar World. So they're currently searching for a writer and showrunner for the project. Malmberg and Wheeler will serve as executive producers. Let's see if there's anything else about this. They have other stuff like Conan was first published and blah 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 and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I'm trying to see. Like Arnold played Conan in the '82 movie, which you already know, and in 2011 was Jason Momoa. But no, I guess that's it. So Netflix can do some Conan shit now, and they're
Yeah.
working on Conan stuff. So that's pretty cool. It's exciting. We'll see what they do with that.
Man, I'd hate to be the guy that has to play Conan because it'd be hard to follow Arnie, since that's the word that the role, not word, the role that made him like, oof. But
Yeah, I don't know.
you could do it. You could do it.
They'll have to like they'll I don't know. They'll have to make it their own version of it for sure.
Be interesting.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we now have the date announcement for Cobra Kai season 3.
Yeah, we do.
And not only that, but in this same video, they confirmed that we are also getting a season 4.
All right, hold up. Before I play this on here, if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, there's a massive spoiler in here.
There's huge spoilers in this. If you haven't seen it,
huge spoilers in this video. It's only
you are about to be you're getting warned. It's a 40-second video.
It's 40 seconds.
But it's huge, massive spoilers if you haven't seen Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play it now. Come back in like 60 seconds to give yourself some breathing space. Going.
Give yourself a minute.
3, 2, 1, go ahead. Play.
Yeah, that's a huge spoiler off the bat.
Huge spoiler right there in this video.
Massive. This is what happens at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously they're showing stuff from like yeah, man, Cobra Kai never dies, dude. Yeah. January 8th, season 3, season 4 in training, pretty cool. Yeah, so that was over a lot quicker than I thought it would. But anyway, still huge spoilers in a short amount of time.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that confirms we get a date, and they're working on the season after this, even though the season isn't out. So
they're pulling the boys, man. They're like they announced the season 3 before 2 even came out, which is
that makes me really excited. That means they like season 3 at the very least. So
yeah.
And I forget how long. I feel like they've talked about how they had a plan for this series. Let me look. To have a stop. So I want to make sure. I want it to have its where it ends. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure it gets to its ending. You know how Netflix has a bad habit of canceling things. There's an article somewhere where I think they have an ending point in mind for that show. So I can't find it right now. But yeah, I love Cobra Kai. If you haven't watched Cobra Kai and you're here and hopefully you didn't see that spoiler because we tried to give you plenty of warning about it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you watch it. I hope you've come back after 40 seconds and you're here now. We're not going to talk any of the spoilers. I'm just going to say watch that show. It's great. I was a gigantic fan of it before it got to Netflix. I was on that bus real goddamn early.
I watched I watched season 1 before Netflix, but then I waited for season 2 on Netflix. So it's yeah.
For all of you that are just now getting into it on Netflix, I'm so glad you are because it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah. I'm glad everybody is watching it now or has seen it now.
There's so many reactions coming out for it now, and I was like trying to watch reactions back in the when it first came out, and like not a lot of people had done them because it's just on. It was just on the YouTube Red or whatever it was called, the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. But now when I look, there's reactions to Cobra Kai everywhere, so that makes me very happy.
Hmm.
A big fan of that show. That's how you do a sequel series, right? Star Wars, and you
Oh
know,
damn! It
and
really is though. I agree 100% though. I agree 100%.
you know, but yeah. What else you got, bub?
Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead Netflix anime series adds Christian Slater and Joe Manganiello. Uh, so yeah, as I said, Zack Snyder is working on Army of the Dead anime uh for Netflix. Uh, and it was announced that because there was already a what is it, a live action prequel uh was happening, and some of the cast that we have in here is Harry Lennox, Anya Chalatra, who's from The Witcher, Ross Butler, Vanessa Hudgens, Jenna Malone, Yetide Badaki, Christina Wren, Monica Barbaro, and Nola North. And in addition to that, Bautista, Ana de la Reguera, Tig Notaro, Omari Hardwick, and Ella Purnell will all be reprising their roles in the anime series. So it's just Zack Snyder loves his you know his dead zombie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm definitely gonna be checking this out, man, because I'm curious about it. And then the cast seems pretty solid. It'll be on Netflix. I already got Netflix, so I don't have to look anywhere else to get it or anything. It's not. So yeah, I'll definitely be cautiously optimistic about this. I think it'll be good, but we'll see, right? You never know until you watch something.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got here? I believe that's it for TV news. So we can move on to movie news, unless you got something.
Let me just. Nah, I don't have anything. Oh yeah, I do. I have something I want to bring up.
Okay.
I didn't think about it for just a second. Because it kind of overlaps in two worlds. It overlaps in gaming. It overlaps in like three worlds. It overlaps in gaming. It overlaps in television, and it overlaps here on Twitch, which is
Okay.
the bullshit. We talked about this. I want to say, or maybe we didn't talk about this. I can't remember because I have just the worst memory. Maybe you'll remember. Did we talk about how WWE is like trying to like take control of their talents' Twitch channels? Have we talked about this?
I think we did a little bit like a while back.
Um,
Yeah.
so let me find it. I've been meaning to bring this up because there was some news on it this past week that I think is some bullshit. Uh, here we go. Because it's gonna bring up. Let's go over here. This is not what I'm looking for. Why did you link me to this? Oh wait, here we go. No, this isn't the right article. What the
So
fuck is this?
what's the new stuff with that? Because I haven't heard anything about that in a while.
The new thing is like there's a date that where WWE is going to take over their actual channels. I'm just trying to find the article because it was a few days ago, and I didn't think about bringing it up at the time, so I didn't save it. And then I thought I want to bring it up now, but I fucking where the fuck is it? Let me find it real quick. Which search? Here we go. Uh, this was yesterday from Andrew Yang tweeted this out of all people. Um,
Oh,
Here we go. So this article is by WrestlingInc.com. We talk about wrestling here on the channel sometimes. But
yeah.
this one involves several worlds that we're dipped in, which is Twitch, which is where this podcast is live right now. So Wrestling Inc. has learned that Vince McMahon has sent an email to talent this week to remind them that they have until this Friday, October 2nd, which was yesterday, um, to sever any unauthorized business relationships with third parties. It was noticed that the talent who failed to comply could be fined, suspended, or terminated. As Wrestling Inc. first exclusively recorded in September, McMahon issued an edict instructing talent that they could no longer engage with third parties. The company later clarified this edict, stating that talent could maintain Twitch and YouTube accounts under their real names. However, they would still need to inform the company of those accounts. Wrestling Inc. has also learned that the talent were told this week that the company will be taking control of their Twitch accounts in 4 weeks. WWE will own those accounts. However, talent will receive a percentage of the revenue, which counts against their downside guarantees. A former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang openly criticized the edict when it was first revealed last month and said that he would take action if Joe Biden were to be elected president. Yang spoke with Wrestling Inc. recently about why he feels that WWE has been able to get away with some of their labor practices. In quotes, a lot of it is that wrestlers are afraid to speak out, and I've had wrestlers past and present reach out to me and say that Vince has been getting away with exploitation of wrestlers, calling them independent contractors while controlling their activities for years and years, Yang said. Continuing, a lot of it is just that they are a quasi monopoly, and wrestlers fear that if they do try and unionize or organize in any way that Vince doesn't like, they will that it will never work again. We've reached out to WWE and will provide any updates, and will provide updates if we receive any. Andrew Yang has also tweeted out yesterday that he's hearing from talent that WWE is forcing performers to sign new contracts that include Twitch. Streaming on Twitch for them will become a work obligation, and if talent doesn't stream, they will forego earnings, be suspended, or also face penalties, which doesn't sound like independent contractors to me at all. Here's another article by PW Insider. What is this? This is an article over on pwinsider.com, which is another kind of wrestling site. They have wow, this is a big article. I'm going to just glance over it really quick and kind of give you the gist of it. It's mostly just about how some talent are very frustrated because they consider Twitch kind of like their thing that they do that doesn't involve wrestling, and now wrestling is kind of trying to take it over.
Yeah.
It's very shitty. In my humble opinion, WWE is really making a fucking huge mistake with this, and I think it's going to come back to bite them because
I agree.
First of all, if you're signing a contract because you want to wrestling in WWE and now you're kind of being forced to stream, is a little much. I feel like man, and not only that, if you don't do it, you can be fined. They can suspend you and they can face penalties. How are you an independent contractor like that? Like, how is this a thing?
That's fucked up, man.
There were some wrestlers that were doing fundraising, using it only for fundraising things. Oh Lord, one of the Dakota Kai. Here she tweeted out like 20 hours ago. This was tweeted. She's a wrestler in NXT and WWE. She says starting Twitch up again was purely for 3 reasons: to have fun as a gamer and communicate with everyone during a difficult year, and to give as much possible back to different charities, because I think she's been one of the ones mostly involved with charity streams. We all know Xavier Woods / Austin Creed is a massive gamer, has his own Twitch, has his own YouTube and stuff, although I believe his YouTube is involved with WWE a good chunk. So he's kind of built a following there. Paige, former wrestler Paige, has a Twitch. She tweeted out that Twitch is my place that I built. Is my place what I built with my wonderful fans, a place where people can go and feel some positivity and a little bit of normalcy, fun and interactive, non-judgmental, charitable place. I'm proud of what I built with my fan base. So that was kind of like the big reason I wanted to bring it up. Um, I think WWE is making a big fucking mistake here. I think it's going to come back to bite them in the ass pretty terribly. Who knows though? Vince is rich as fuck, and that's kind of like how he gets away with all this independent contractor bullshit, is that he can blacklist and burn down and shit people, that anybody that kind of goes against him. Welcome to the world of monopolies, guys. It's not pretty. Um, uh, yeah, I just wanted to get some more spotlight on it, even if it's just a tiny bit of a spotlight
Yeah.
that we generate here on the Cantina.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I just I'll agree with everything you said. That's some pretty shitty stuff, man. I don't know
yeah,
how
no, it's really,
it's
wrestling can
fucked
be a
up, man.
very dirty business normally, and that's very dirty business in my opinion.
Like to just
Uh,
like fuck around with their own personal Twitch, man. That's fucked up, dude.
so if you're interested in that kind of stuff and looking at more about independent contracts and contractors and the dirty business that is wrestling sometimes with it and that whole thing, a lot of it also has to do with them refusing to give people like health insurance and retirement plans and junk like that. Um, uh, Educate yourselves on them. It's a very complicated subject. There's a lot of good resources out there that you can find. It just Google them up, and you will probably have a different look at wrestling than if you were a fan as a kid than you will as an adult. That's just all I'm going to say on it, because I definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got next, bud? We're moving on to movie news.
Movie news.
Let's do that.
They are gonna be making a sequel to the Lion King live action movie that came out last year, I think, right?
Oh,
Yes.
really?
The Lion King follow up set with Moonlight director Barry Jenkins. Uh, the Walt Disney Studios has set Oscar winner Barry Jenkins to direct the studio's follow up to 2019 blockbuster The Lion King. Jeff Nathanson, who scripted the last installment, is back in the fold and has completed an initial draft of the script. Let's see. The film will continue with photorealistic technology that the director Jon Favreau used in the 2019 film. There's no release date set for the Lion King follow-up or the production start, but it is a top priority for Sean Bailey's division after the last film grossed $1.6 billion worldwide. The story will further explore the mythology of the characters, including Mufasa's origin story, moving the story forward by looking back. Set on the African plain with a continuation of the traditional music that was a key part of the '94 animated classic. Let's see. Guess that's it. They're just okay. The other stuff on here. I was looking at the Deadline article. Deadline, shout out to Deadline.
I thought you said Dead Lion. I was like, damn, Dead Lion. Woo.
No,
Deep
Deadline.
cuts. I thought you were making a joke.
Yeah, no. Deadline.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, they're doing a sequel to that movie. So
I haven't even seen it.
I still haven't watched it yet either. I gotta check it out. I haven't seen it yet though. But anyway, moving on. Here's something that's interesting. There's some Spider-Man 3 casting news.
Mm.
And when I say Spider-Man 3, I mean the new trilogy with Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 3, Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro. So if you guys remember the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Jamie Foxx played Electro, yeah, he's returning to play the character in the new movie. So for me, what I take from this, just based off that headline, is they're bringing him back to play the same character, much like they brought back J. Jonah, or what's his name, J.K. Simmons to play J. Jonah Jameson from the Raimi trilogy, right? So they're bringing back the same actor to play the same character, but it's not going to be the same version of the character. Is what I kind of get from this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully it won't be the same goofy ass character he was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because I did not like that character in that movie.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I hope they kind of change up his look and design and all that stuff too, because that's that. No,
What if we get some like crazy multiverse shit going on? We see
that's
multiple
what people have been
Spider-Mans.
saying as well, which I could see happening.
I
But
think that'd be cool, but I don't know.
I
I feel
think
like that'd
like
be hard to do.
it's still too. I think it's too early for that. I think they got to wait a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know. I just
Mm.
it'd be cool to see. Like I'd love to see Toby and Tom Holland, and whatnot. It'd
In
be
in
dope.
in terms of a new Spider-Man, it's early, but in terms of the franchise as a whole, I would like it just because we've had how many Spider-Man movies with different Spider-Man? We've had three Spider-Man with Toby, two with
Two
the
with
Andrew
Garfield,
Garfield,
and then
and then this will
now,
be third with Holland.
well,
So
not, and that's not even counting of the Avengers movies he was in too.
yeah, exactly. So in
Or
terms of franchise, it's time, but in terms of like this Spider-Man be having a
yeah,
multiverse, I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
I would
yeah,
like it just because I think it'd be trippy and different, and it seems like that's kind of how they're going with some things, especially with Doctor Strange and his multiverse of madness or whatever,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and we're getting WandaVision TV, which is gonna be fucking weird and trippy. So I don't know. You're probably the safe bet would be to go with what you're going with, which is it's just the same character in a different or a different
Yeah,
character played by the same actor or whatever. You know what I
bringing,
mean?
yeah, they're bringing the same actor to play the same character, but
Yeah,
it'll be a different version of the character,
yeah.
kind of like J.K. Simmons at the end of
Mm-hmm.
Far From Home. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
If you haven't seen it yet, what are you doing?
I mean,
You've
really, come on,
you've been in house arrest practically for this past year. Go
right?
watch that. Go watch that movie.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that's what I think it is. But I mean, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing multiverse shit.
It'd be
Because I mean,
cool.
especially with how successful the animated movie was,
Mm-hmm.
so I could see them doing that. But I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know neither. Not 100% sure. My gut says to say what you're saying, but my body wants the multiverse.
Again, I
Like, you
could
know
see
what
it
I
going.
mean?
I could see it. I could see it. I could see it happening. So I wouldn't be surprised. But I think this is just like, here's the same guy playing the same character, but it'll be different, a
Plus, I
version of
feel
it.
like if they were going to do the multiverse thing, they'd probably keep this more secret than that.
Yeah.
You know, but who knows?
So apparently, Jamie Foxx put on Instagram. He said, "Super excited to be part of the new Spider-Man, the new Marvel Spider-Man new installment. And I won't be blue on this one, but 1,000% badass." And he later deleted the post. Apparently.
Well,
Uh, okay, so yeah, so he won't. At least he won't look like that because he looked terrible in that movie. I'll be honest.
yeah, no, it looked awful.
I wasn't a
I'm
fan
a,
of that character in that
I'll be
movie.
honest with you. I've only seen it once, and it
Yeah, I mean,
was
I'll
not
just
very
be
good.
honest. I'm not a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 anyway. To be honest, the
Mm.
first Amazing Spider-Man is fine, but the second one is just terrible.
Yeah,
I don't. It sucks. I'll be honest.
I liked Andrew Garfield. That's.
Yeah, man. I thought the best part of that movie was his relationship with Gwen Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
Uh,
spoiler alert, she dies in that movie. So, ugh. But anyway, moving on from that.
Her death caused
Uh,
the death of that entire Spider-Man franchise.
yeah, because that was the best part of those movies was Gwen and Peter. But anyway,
Yeah.
uh, Billy Crudup is in talks to rejoin the Flash. Uh, so we're talking about the Flash movie, which has been
Mm-hmm.
in development for who knows how many fucking years. They've had like so many directors changes, and we've talked about this in the past already a whole lot.
Yeah.
But we know that Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck are going to be in the movie as their Batman, and Ezra Miller, of course, is still going to be the Flash, and so Billy Crudup was Barry Allen's father, I think, in a scenes in the Justice League movie. So if they bring him back for this, that's probably who he'll play, because Billy Crudup was already part of this movie. He was associated with this movie since 2016. He was cast to play Barry Allen's father. by Rick Famuyiwa. But Rick Famuyiwa left the project in October of that year. Then by March 2018, John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein were on charge, but then they left a year later. Andy Muschietti is now the current director, and they're running towards to shooting the movie in London in 2021. So yeah, maybe so it looks like he'll be coming back after a little bit. So yay, I guess Barry Allen's gonna have his dad after all in this movie. We'll see. This is like again this whole movie has just had a bunch of like since 2016. It's just been like for the past 4 years you just keep hearing shit about this movie. That's like, is it ever gonna happen? But
They sure don't want to give up on it, don't seem like.
no, which I guess is good because they're finally making progress. They're gonna shoot it next year, so
yeah.
Finally. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. The James Bond film No Time to Die delays its release to April 2021. So yeah, it got pushed back because because of the COVID, because of the pandemic. Because it was originally supposed to come out in April of this year, like way earlier. Then it got pushed back to November, and then now it's getting pushed back until next year again. So
it probably won't be the last one.
no,
Before this,
no.
I fully expect Doom to be delayed in the next year. Wonder Woman to be delayed, if she's not already. I can't remember.
I mean, they've all been delayed at one point or another.
To go even further. To be honest, before this is over with. I think James Bond just was like, you know what, fuck it, we'll throw it way back here. Surely we'll be clear by then. So we'll see.
I mean, hopefully we'll be done with it by then. But it's crazy how it was supposed to come out in April of this year, and they're like, oh, we're moving it till April of next year. So they're like, this movie has been pushed back an entire year. That's nuts.
But hey, keep working on those visual effects, guys. You got all the time in the world now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can make this movie look fantastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's again another movie in the latest set of pushbacks and delays and all that. The last thing I have here, which is something that came out earlier today,
oh Lord,
is there's a Monster Hunter official teaser.
No, do we
ready?
have to? I guess we got to.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's part of the job. Hey guys, did you know that there's miniguns in Monster Hunter? What? You did? Well, I sure the fuck didn't. What the fuck is this?
Did you watch this already?
Yeah, I saw this. I saw part of it on Twitter, which was the entire thing because it's so fucking short.
They got
16 seconds.
Yeah, it's
This looks awful. I mean, the CG on the monster looks okay, but what is this?
It's like those Resident Evil movies all over again, dude. Like, what's going on here?
No. Why are we the army in the desert and have jeeps and machine guns? I mean, there are like gun things in Monster Hunter, but I don't understand.
I don't know what they're thinking, man. I don't know.
I don't understand. And also, there's a distinctly Asian feel to Monster Hunter games, right? There's a lot of white people in this movie that are just like,
again, I don't know what they're thinking with this movie. All I will say is that based off of that little teaser trailer, I would have like, if they didn't tell me that was Monster Hunter, I would have guessed that was Monster Hunter.
This is very distinctly American, and it just feels really dumb. I don't feel like that's what Monster Hunter is at all. It looks terrible. It looks terrible.
Yeah, it does. It does. It really does. It does. But yeah, that's what they're doing, I guess. That's the best they could come up with for some reason.
Huge yikes. Huge yikes.
That's all I got.
This comes out in December, by the way, if you didn't catch that on the end.
No,
it has a date.
I mean,
which is luck. December.
good luck, I guess.
It looks awful. That'll be the one movie that don't get pushed. because nobody's
Because
gonna go see it
they're
anyway,
just like fuck it,
and they
let's
just
just throw it
accept that
out there.
nobody's gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Uh, Jesus, that's terrible.
Well, it's yeah, no, it is, but it's happening. So whatever. Yeah,
Uh,
that's all I got though, man. I don't know if you got anything.
let me look here. I don't think so.
Oh boy, fucking
That looks terrible. That's awful, is what that is.
yeah, seriously.
All right. So if that's the last thing, we're gonna move into the main topic, which is haunting tales, or just some of our favorite.
Yes. Yes. Which I'll
I
be
don't
honest,
expect.
Josh is probably gonna be doing the majority of the talking here. So
There's probably not gonna. This is probably not gonna be very long. To be honest, just because we don't want to spend like a massive amount of time necessarily on it, but I have a few little stories to share.
okay, yeah,
Um,
we'll do that. We'll do that.
and you know, we can talk about like just our favorite, just scary stories in general, because there are some that you know that are famous, like you know, Hook on the Hand, or like the lady that's being followed all the time by this car with bright lights. That every time she like slows down or something, the lights get brighter, and you know those kinds of stories. So do you have any of those types of stories that you're a fan of, Daniel? That kind of
Uh,
stick with you growing up, maybe or not? Um,
I, man, I'm trying to like think of things, but
um,
I
Hook on the Hand's a good one that I always remember. You know,
the
there's a couple at Lovers Lane, and they get on the radio, and they're like being intimate with each other, and then they hear the broadcast that there's been a breakout at the psychiatric hospital, you know, and then she like hears something scratching against the car. She gets scared and she wants the driver to take her home. And then when they get home, they find the hook on the door handle, you know, that kind of shit.
oh shit,
Uh, you know, just those scary kind of ghost tales that you tell in the around this time of year. Because we've been, for those of you that don't know, just this past we've been watching just a bunch of scary movies lately. Just because we're kind of getting to, and some of them are terrible, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's not even that's not scary at all.
that's just
It's
silly ass
just
shit. Is what it
creepy
is.
and stupid and silly, but it's still kind of Halloween themed, you know.
Yeah,
Um. Uh. Uh. But yeah, you know. So the first one, I'll just talk about just some of the ones that I have.
hmm
These are just ones that are kind of in not in necessarily in my area, but you know, kind of revolve around the state I'm in. I live in Georgia, so just stories that so there's a place I talked about this last night on Discord because we were just talking about hauntings and ghost hunting and stuff. As we're playing Phasmophobia a lot too, so
yeah,
we talk about ghost hunting and stupid shit like that all the time. Um, so I was telling a story about this. There's this place, and I'll read the story here. There's a little story here
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Of course, read it,
Uh,
dude. Feel free to read it. That's yeah,
um,
yeah, for sure. Go
so
for it.
so this is an article, and I'll even post it. I'll even post it in the chat. But
Okay.
it's not like a super great website or anything. It's just silly. Or not silly, but like it's you can tell it's like a cheapo old ass website. This
Yeah.
was this story's been around a long time. It's at a place called Stone Pile Gap, which I used to pass
Okay.
this place. Um,
Lumpkin County.
in Lumpkin County in Dahlonega, Georgia. It's a roadside little thing that if you pass this road, you'll notice it. So the story goes: each day, cars whiz by a nondescript pile of stone in the north of the Dahlonega, Georgia. Occasionally slowly to see a tourist taking a picture. The rocks are the grave of a Cherokee Indian
Who
who
loved the
lived
forest.
who loved the forest, yeah, and called the mountains of North Georgia home. I'm gonna butcher this name. Uh,
Chalida.
Trelida, yeah, according to legend, lived on a mountain near her grave. She was told to walk along a path, drink from a spring, and wish never to grow old by the mountain medicine man or the witch of Cedar Mountain, depending
Hmm.
on whose story you believe.
That sounds like
You will
some D and
become.
That's
Yeah,
like some D&D shit right there. The Witch of Cedar Mountain, the fucking
yeah,
the
which is your
mountain
mouth.
medicine man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, man, stories. Uh,
Uh,
You'll become more beautiful with each sip, the voice told her, and she followed the path and drank from the spring. And word of her beauty quickly spread. And then a Cherokee warrior named Wasega, whom she rejected as a suitor, kidnapped and took her to his home. She begged and pleaded for her release, but Wasega would not permit it. Uh, with each day, her strength waned, her happiness gone, longing for her mountain forest. As she lay dying, oh god, I forget.
Chalida.
Trelida, that's it. God, it's a really hard name to pronounce, guys. It really is. Asked to be buried in the mountain paradise from which she had come. Strangers, as they pass by, may drop a stone in my grave, and they too shall be young and happy as I once was. She said, "What they wish for shall be theirs." Um, Cherokees and later people would pick up nearby stones and add it to her grave for good luck. Today, her grave is is in Stone Pile Gap. The water she drank from is called Porter Springs, and the hill is called Cedar Mountain. Twice men have attempted to move the grave during road construction, and both times at least one person died in an accident while moving the pile. The stone grave remains today in the same place it has always been in Porter Springs,
Hmm.
in the latter half of the 19th century, becoming a stopping point for those seeking the water that she had sipped from to become eternally young. So it's not really a ghost story,
Yeah, not
but
really.
it is very creepy that both times they tried to move that grave, somebody died. Um, so that's just like one of the many little stories that I have. Um,
Huh. I'm looking at a picture of it right here. There's a shit ton of stones, and
yeah, dude,
there's like
I've
a
passed by that place a few times.
there's even like a sign that tells you, it has like a little information and backstory on it. This is the one I'm
Um,
looking at. The picture is from April 2017.
yeah, I just remember passing it a lot as a kid. Um, So, some of you, the next thing we're going to talk about, some of you have heard about this probably, possibly on Twitter. Whenever somebody dies here, it always trends, at least on my Twitter, probably because I live in the area, but Lake Lanier, right? So, there's a lake not super far away uh, called Lake Lanier. And the title of this is Empty Ghost Towns Drags People Down to the Bottom of the Cursed Lake. So, in northern Georgia sits Lake Lanier, which is it's a human made lake that has a very dark history to it. In order to get to the depth they wanted, the U.S. government bought or forced out over 250 families, 15 businesses, and over 20 cemeteries, so they could fill over 50 acres of prime farmland with water. And if you swam to the bottom of this lake, there's an entire ghost town underneath it, where the government had flooded it.
Okay.
The lake is famous for deaths and accidents, ranging from boating accidents to drownings to cars careening off the road and into the lake for no apparent reason. Um, Survivors of the various accidents have reported feeling as if invisible hands were dragging them deep beneath the water.
Damn.
Uh, in 2011, there were nearly 20 mysterious deaths in the lake. People go out to the Lake Lanier every year, and they go out there and fish and swim and shit. I don't think you're technically supposed to swim in it. Yeah, I could be wrong nowadays. I remember when I was little, you weren't supposed to. But people die in it every year, and it's fucking creepy, man. Like it trends on Twitter when something happens at Lake Lanier. Like, let me see if I can find some statistics
Okay.
for this lake. Yes. Probably not as many deaths this year because Ross would stay home.
Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier. Let's see what this is. What's this article here say?
So here's a question: have you ever been there?
Lake Lanier? Yes, I have been to Lake Lanier.
Okay, cool.
Not I've driven by it a few times, or a lot actually, because it's not really that far away. Um,
Gotcha, gotcha.
of course, it's also a really big lake. Let's look it up. Lake Lanier. Uh, yeah, it's pretty large. It goes all the way over to like
Near Atlanta.
well, no, not near Atlanta. From like over to Gainesville, and places like that. It's actually pretty far away from Atlanta. Um, but yeah, people die out there all the fucking time.
Uh,
Uh, uh, when was this article made? I want to say,
hmm.
is this a 2009 article? The only reason this is important is because from 1999 to I think 2009, over 75 people have drowned in that lake, which is
Damn.
a fuckload of people to die in that lake, which is nearly almost double what people die from like boat accidents in there. Like 34, they had 34 deaths just from boating. 75 people just drowning is like astronomical. Um, but yeah, that's one of the stories. Um, see, I'm trying to find the next one I was looking at. Oh, there's a place called where's this at? Oh, this is in Columbus, Georgia. So there's a place called Crybaby Bridge in Columbus, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Uh which is another drowning case where supposedly a child drowned there, and that sometimes when you're driving over the bridge, you can hear a kid crying, like a
Hmm.
child crying. It's really fucking creepy. It's pretty creepy. Um, oh, here's a good one. I'll just be honest with you. I looked up just local ghost stories. Um,
That's fair. It's all good.
uh, for some of the things I'm reading, Savannah, over in Savannah, there's like that's where a lot of hauntings supposedly exist and happen. Like there's a place over there called the Pirate House. We'll look at that in a minute. But here's a good legend. There's a mountain called Fort Mountain. The title of this one is At Fort Mountain, a man took a photo so terrifying that the shock of it killed him. So according to legend, a young man once visited Fort Mountain with his friend and asked the other man to take a picture of him. The friend took the picture and immediately screamed and fainted, and only to die in the hospital of a heart attack 2 days later. In the picture that he had taken, it showed the figure of a ghostly woman hovering next to his friend. Oh my god, there's the picture. That's actually terrifying.
Oh,
Uh,
is there actually a picture?
I think so, or this might just be a fake mock-up. Uh, I don't know if this was the actual photo, but if I saw that, I would freak the fuck out. uh, moving on. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's go read let me see if I can find the pirate house story over in Savannah. That's a good one. We've never talked about this. Daniel, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in the paranormal?
I mean, I haven't really had any like experiences with that kind of stuff. So you know, I don't know. I just haven't dealt with it in my, like it's one of those like it's one of those things where it's like unless like it happens, I'm like, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. It's weird because like I there's obviously people out there who like swear like up and down that they've like you know experienced with or dealt with some shit, and maybe there is, maybe I don't want to discount that stuff, but I'm just saying that like for me personally, I don't know because I haven't personally dealt with any of that stuff, so I haven't really had any. I haven't really like dealt with anything that would like make me lean towards one way or another. Really, I
I'm
just
still,
haven't.
yeah, I'm still mostly like a skeptic, right? Like I don't necessarily believe
Yeah.
in that type of stuff. I will say some shit happened in that hotel at WaveCon that had me like thinking pretty hard. You know
The,
that.
the only thing that like I saw was the power going out that one night, but I mean it was for
Yeah,
everybody. So
yeah. The power went out that one night, and then there was a night where I was in the room by myself because Daniel and I were roommates uh, when we were there, and he was, I don't even remember where he was. I think he'd
who
stayed
knows,
out, and
man? I
I'd went to
was
bed early.
Yeah, you probably went to bed early, and I was just hanging out with
Uh,
everybody. So
yeah, and I think it was a night I wasn't feeling too well, so I laid down and went to sleep. That's what it was. I think I remember that right. And I don't know. So I fell asleep and I woke up to somebody knocking on the door. I swear to God, somebody. I swear, I will swear that there was somebody knocking on that door, and
housekeeping.
there was nobody there. There was no one at the door. Like there was something knocking, but they wasn't nobody there. You know, somebody came and knocking in that room. There was nobody there. Uh, outside. And I just remember that being fucking weird, dude. Like it's. I just thought somebody's probably just knocking on the door, but I don't know, man. That place is supposedly really haunted, and we were on the room that is supposedly the most haunted room, or sorry, floor. We were
The
on the floor,
floor,
most
yeah, we're
haunted
in the
floor.
yeah, it was the floor, yeah. The floor
Yeah,
was
not room.
apparently like the most, uh,
It's where most of the activity happens, you know.
yeah, exactly.
Which wouldn't surprise me. But yeah. Um, all right, I found the pirate house here. Let's read this. This is a building that's over in Savannah, Georgia. It is a tavern style building that was built back in 1753, and it was originally a sailor's pub. Some say the ghost of Captain Flint of Treasure Island died upstairs, while others believe he is just a fictional character. Regardless of what they say, something appears to be quite active on the second floor of this home. Rumor has it that members of a ghost hunting association came to check out the restaurant. Yeah, that's right, because they turned it into a restaurant. Came to check out the restaurant after hearing about its hauntings. It was reported that they were so scared by all the eerie things happening that most of them left, leaving their research unfinished. On some evenings, the murder mystery dinner shows are performed by the Savannah Community Theater. So this place is supposedly really haunted.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can get more details. I actually had a better. What's funny is this isn't the first time I've looked up shit like this before, and I had a big giant list many moons ago. Uh, uh, that had a bunch of hauntings in the area about it. But here's an article that goes more on into it a little bit. So on Savannah's east Broad, very near where it bleeds into the bay, you find the Pirate's House. Right where it was back in the day, perched in the place where the Trustees' Garden once grew, the boarding house and bar hosted many a seafaring crew. Brigands and ruffians and the occasional scourge of the sea knew that the small tavern of infamy was the best place to be, and every sailor worth his salt would happily pay any sum to escape a liquor prohibition and drink a spot of rum. Oh, this is a little. Somebody made this into a little poem. Look at that. The Pirate's House was famously known to be a smuggler's den, with tunnels for smuggling gold and rum and sometimes even men, with dangerous characters visiting and sailing in from distant coasts. There's hardly any question whether or not any of them became ghosts. If you find yourself at the pirate's house on any given day, you may hear the ghost of a pirate captain calling for his first mate. Bring aft the rum, you may hear the ghost captain cry. There could be words spoken by pirates just before they die. So gather around at the old pirate house and spin a yarn or two, because in Savannah, the only thing missing from our ghost stories is you.
Is you?
Nice.
I figured that's now I saw that one coming, man.
That's a good one. But that was not what I was looking for. Uh,
Good old Savannah.
Here we go.
Where-
Here's what I was looking for.
Okay.
So on the east side of Savannah's historic district sits one of the oldest and reportedly most haunted buildings in Savannah. This building houses the Pirate's House restaurant. For many years, ghost stories have been told around Savannah regarding all of the hauntings which take place in the Pirate's House restaurant. The building which houses the Pirate's House is over 250 years old. The small building beside what many people see as the main building is called the Herb Store. The little building dates back to 1754 and is considered to be the oldest building in Georgia. Since that time, it has accumulated more than its share of ghost stories and a very haunted reputation. However, what stories told about the Pirate House are true and which are not lends to a lot of history and a lot of leftover ghostly energy. The Pirate House tunnels. In the early days, the buildings which houses the Pirate's House was a gathering place for seamen, criminals, and other unsavory characters. It was looked upon as a place that most people did not want to go into because of its outrageous kind of reputation. Many men walked into the bar, which was in the building that is the Pirate's House today, looking for a stiff drink, and woke up on a ship a few hundred miles offshore. These men were shanghaied with no choice of working on the ship or being thrown overboard. Leading from the rum cellar in the basement of the Pirate's House to River Street is a tunnel. Though it has since been covered now, the tunnel was used as a portal to carry men through. One of the most intriguing stories is the story of people shanghaied through the tunnels. Men would drink at the bar, get drunk, and pass out and wake up on a ship a few miles offshore. They were forced into work and sold to the sea captains. Murders, fights, brawls, you name it, and I'm sure it has happened in this building. It seems that some people who visited the Pirate's House, or the building that it houses anyway, had such a great time that they decided to stay even beyond death. Before the tunnels were closed off, people reported hearing voices and moans coming from the tunnel. A new twist on this story thanks to nothing important. The ghosts of old sailors. Shadowy people and other ghostly apparitions have been seen walking through the dining rooms of the present day Pirate's House. When the staff are working all alone in the building, they report having the sensation of having someone watch over them. On more than one occasion, they turned around to see a seaman from long ago standing there, looking right into their eyes and slowly drifting into nothing. Footsteps can be heard echoing through the restaurant on quiet evenings. The distinct sounds of boots on the plank floors can send the chills up the spine of someone not expecting it. But then again, nobody is ever really expecting it. People walking past the Pirate House have also posted a lot of photographs of supposed ghosts to the windows of the haunted house. However, after looking at them, they can almost all be explained by the type of glass, reflection, and other totally natural explanations. One of the popular ghost stories, which has no basis in reality, is the ghost of Captain Flint from Treasure Island fame. As the story goes, Captain Flint died in the house, and people have said they had run-ins with Captain Flint. In the book Treasure Island, it does make mention of Captain Flint being in this building and that he died in Savannah. The problem with this is that Captain Flint was a fictional character. But yeah. One of the supposedly most haunted places in Savannah. I'm not going there. I'm not taking any chances. But yeah.
Every time I hear Savannah, I always think of the Telltale Walking Dead game because you end up going there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah. So I always every time I hear Savannah, I'm like, oh, Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's the place where the boats are, or whatever Clementine says.
She's right too, because that is on the coast over there on the Georgia coast. Yeah. Very popular place. They have a lot of cool food. There's a lot of cool shit to look at. It's very touristy, I guess. Is the
I feel like that makes sense. You've been there, right?
I was a long time ago. I'd been there. I haven't been there in a long time, but yeah, there's a
Mm.
lot of like, um, there's a lot of hauntings. There's a cemetery here that's supposedly haunted.
Hmm.
There's a inn here that's uh supposedly haunted. Like here's another place in Savannah that's right here that's haunted. It's called the Forest Park Inn, or Forsyth Park Inn rather. In the 1890s, this inn began as a private home and was owned by a Canadian sea captain called Aaron Flint Rudder Churchill. He died in the home, and it was then converted into a boarding house and then an apartment building. It became an inn in the 1980s. It has been rumored that the captain's adopted niece, Lottie, 14, haunts the inn to this day. The legend goes as follows. The captain's wife, Lois, had a sister named Anna who came to live in the home with them. Uh, she was shocked one day to find Anna and the captain in an embrace. As she
Mm.
was very angry, she decided she wanted to poison Anna's tea with Olander from their garden. After Anna passed, Lottie found out that Anna was actually her real mother. Hearing this news, Lottie was sent to an asylum, and it troubled her to the very end of her life. People say that her spirit can be seen in the garden and other locations at the inn, but she usually disappears from sight pretty quickly, and that she sometimes plays pranks with objects as well. So a very, very um, creepy, at the very least, a tale of murder uh, haunting. But like, there's a tons of like. Here's another one at the River Street Inn in Savannah. Like, this place is fucking. Supposedly, there's tons of hauntings in this place. Um, this one's just very basic though, which is just like an employee being like, "Yeah, I saw a ghost here." So, and then there's more storied ones like the Pirate House. Um, another one is we have a lot of Civil War like battlegrounds and stuff here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Huh.
Um, Kennesaw is a place I've been before, and they do this where they had a battle there. Um, and there is something creepy about it if you're kind of in certain places off alone. Like it'll get real quiet. There'll be like a little breeze blow, and you just something uncomfortable, man. You know, something wouldn't surprise me if that one was actually haunted with the ghost of a bunch of dead
Yeah,
Civil War soldiers there. I
crazy.
think my dad was walking alone there one time, and he was just like, "Yeah, I looked around. I was all by myself, and it was weird, man." So, uh,
Hmm.
I haven't been there in a while, but I do remember, yeah, and there are stories about it too. Also, the Chickamauga battlefield is here, so
The chicken what? No.
Chickamauga, man.
sounds like Majin's kind of place.
Let's see. Rumor has it the spirits of soldiers can be spotted on this battlefield. You can still hear the sounds of gunshots and screams that have been heard with flickering ladder lights have been seen. Some people have reported hearing cries for help and feeling cold spots during the summer months. Oh Lord, Daniel, we got to get our thermometer. Gotta make sure we
Yeah,
pack it.
yeah, man.
Um,
Can't forget it.
a spirit called Old Green Eyes, a sharp-toothed hairy creature, has also been rumored to appear from time to time. And a lady wearing a wedding gown who apparates here has said to be looking for her betrothed, a soldier lost in battle. Creepy, creepy stuff.
Mm.
Uh, Growing up as a kid, we always like to tell creepy ass ghost stories. So I've probably forgotten
Yeah,
more stories.
that's why I can't remember stuff because most of the like stories and shit that I was like told or like I remember reading from like those you remember like old book like the scary stories to tell in the dark or whatever the
Yes, I
fuck.
love those, man.
There was shit like that like it's funny like looking back like a lot of the horror stuff that I remember is from when I was a kid, dude. Like I watched a lot of horror movies for the first time as a kid. I read a lot of horror stories and a lot of that stuff is from when I was a kid, so I don't really remember a whole lot of it anymore nowadays.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, I don't. The only thing I remember is like near me there used to be a hotel that they have since like uh taken down and like rebuilt with other stuff. But like there used to be like a hotel that they said was haunted near here, but like that's no longer here anymore. Like you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
there's just like a lot of the stuff is just from things that I don't remember. I don't That's why
Yeah,
I'm not really contributing a whole lot right now because I can't I don't remember
it's fine.
a lot of stuff is just things from that I don't remember about that from when I was a kid. So it's like I don't And then like
It,
nowadays I really just watch like horror movies and stuff, but that's not really like you know unless I watch like some like what is it like real life or like documentaries or something, but like nothing like local that I can recall has happened like recently, you know.
hmm
But yeah, where were we
To
with
be
the
honest
other
with you,
stuff?
I'll probably be getting kind of finished up here because a lot of it is, we've hit the 2 hour mark and we kind of done pretty much like all the stuff we wanted to talk about. I didn't expect this topic to go on for very long, uh, because there's a lot of the stories are. Let's be real, probably a lot of these are just bullshit. uh,
I mean,
but
yeah.
they're kind of fun to talk about and screw around with, and those are kind of like the really popular ones. Like the Pirate House is one that always kind of stuck in my mind. There's some about just there's some asylums and shit like that here. That if you're standing on a balcony and look down, you can see a ghostly apparition of a lady. Oh, here's the Kennesaw battlefield stuff. Let's see. It has been reported that ghostly soldiers wander around the grounds and that cannons and gunshots can be heard.
Hmm.
Ghost deer have also been reported. Oh God, ghost babas say they so.
Ghost
Uh,
deer. Oh shit.
and running towards the witness, but then vanishing when they get close. The smell of blood and gunpowder has also been described by witnesses. Imagine you go to a place, right? Just a historical place because you want to explore it, and all of a sudden you start smelling gunpowder and fucking blood. And then you see this ghostly deer run at you, and then you hear cannons and gunshots. That'd be creepy AF, bro. I'd be like, nah, I'm leaving.
Get the fuck
I'm
out of
like,
here, man.
I'm leaving.
Where's the mystery machine? Let's get out of here.
No.
Fuck that, dude.
That being said, we should all go ghost hunting at WaveCon next time.
I mean, that's like the plan, apparently, isn't it? And then, like Paula said, like you're gonna suit up, wearing the same outfits or whatever.
We're all dressed up like the Ghostbusters.
Hey man, listen, man. I wanted to go last year, man. Nobody wanted to go though. I was ready, dude. I was ready to go on
Look,
the tour and everything, man. I'm like, let's go, dude. Nobody wanted to go,
we all talk big like we're gonna go do it. We're all gonna chicken out before it's over with. I guarantee
dude.
it.
I was ready to do it last year. Nobody wanted to do it though. There was even like a little pamphlet or something, dude, with information on it. So
uh,
whatever, man. Whatever.
some of that stuff's creepy. Let's just do our shout outs and we'll call it a show. I still gotta prep.
For D&D, gotcha.
I gotta prep stuff for tomorrow, man. Make sure we have enough. So let's just go ahead and do that, and let's make sure they work because I changed them.
All right.
Hey, it worked. Look at that! Yay!
Okay, so shout outs. I was quick. I was quicker than I thought. So look at this new screen here that Josh made for us. Got the new little links and or information on them. Got the cool new logo to match the new color scheme and whatnot. I think it looks good. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, appreciate it as always. Thank you guys for watching and joining and all that good stuff. We'll be back next week. Today was a bit of a shorter one. Sorry for not really contributing today. I just, it was one of those like, it was like, oh, it's October, so
Let's do something
shit.
spooky.
Yeah, let's do something a little. We'll be doing more of this stuff. More spooky things. later this year, and then the plan is, let's see. I think next week is the finale of The Boys, so I don't know if we want to talk about that or
Yeah, we could
not.
talk about that. I'm down to talk about the boys.
So maybe we can talk about the entire season or whatnot. We'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like I said earlier at the top of the show, I'm gonna be doing these on my stream. I'm gonna be doing the story to Star Wars Squadrons. I'm very excited for that. So come and check the stream out. I'm very looking forward to doing that. I'm always ready for new Star Wars stories. Very excited. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. So peace out, everybody. Bye bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the show. It's funny how we say it's a shorter episode when we've been at it for like 2 hours. We're used to doing those 3-4 hour shows the past couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
that's why. It's because we've been doing a lot of the longer ones lately.
Yeah. They won't always be that long, but yeah, sometimes we just sit here and chat and talk about the news and talk about just the weirdness. We'll see. Some of them are all going to be shorter, so I hope you're not disappointed with those. It's D&D tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be here on this channel. All the info's over there, right down there. Next, come Monday, I want to stream Spider-Man. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what time we'll start that, but probably in the afternoon sometime because I've been sleeping late these days. Except for today, I got up early because I wanted to make sure that we didn't start late, which we didn't. We started on time. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure everything looked right too before we did that. But yeah, that's what's coming up on the week. So I got to finish up Spider-Man. After Spider-Man, we'll do God of War. After God of War, we'll do one of my other backlogs. Look at my backlogs. Backlog.
It'll be a bit before you get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's God of War, there's Days Gone's on the list, and another Persona 5 Royal run, because I haven't done it yet.
You have
then we're
hours upon
yeah.
hours of content upon you, my friend.
And that's not going to be all we do, obviously. I'm going to sprinkle in some of that Baldur's Gate early access stuff I want to do. Just here and there, not like I'm dedicating a week to this. Like Spider-Man's like that's gonna be like the majority of the stream time, but I'll throw in some Baldur's Gate early access stuff and probably some Wasteland and stuff like that. I gotta start that back up. I was waiting for that new patch that they've got coming to speed up load times, just because I don't have patience. Because their load times are really bad, even on SSDs, and I think that was their priority was to fix that. So, thank you for all your support here of the Clockwork Cantina. I hope you enjoyed the new overlays. I hope they all looked correct and pretty and nice. And yeah, until we see you guys next time, that's gonna do it here for us. Goodbye, everybody.